Hello and welcome to this Photoshop tutorial. My first tutorial for quite a long time, and also my first tutorial in CS6. It's just going to be a real simple tutorial on showing you how to save a brush and then one way of using that brush. So let's get started. As you'll see on here, I've got a path laid down, and I've just drawn a simple clump of grass, and what I'm going to show you is how to save this and also how to use some of the options in the brush engine to kind of manipulate the brush the way you want it, but it's going to be a real basic tutorial. Anyway, if you're like me and you're not very good at working with the pen tool, then I'll include this on our website at photoshopbus.co.uk, so just go and search it out there. I'm Photo Junkie. Anyway, so I'm going to create a new layer, and my foreground colour is black. You can just press D to get them back to usual and X to switch between them, so back to black and white. And you can either press Control Enter and then Alt Delete on that new layer to fill that with the black, or you can come to the paths. Well, first of all, make it a selection. No. Come to the paths, and you can click on this first one, which is fill path with the foreground color. So that's what we'll do. We'll click off so the path is no longer active, and we'll then just select around it like so. I don't think that's entirely necessary, but we'll do it anyway. And then come to edit, define brush preset, and we'll call this brush. We'll click OK. We'll hit delete to throw that away. We don't longer need it. Now, before we use that brush, let me just explain very briefly what's going on. Now, when you create a brush, let me explain by actually getting a brush and save it. The computer is going to pick up the darkest pixels of that brush. So if you want your brush to have different opacities, you could first paint with a dark black, which will be 100% picked up. That will 100% show when you use the brush. And then you might want to have a 50% opacity brush, which again will only show 50%. So as you see it now, that's how it will show when you use it, but in whatever colour you choose. So not only black. If you was to then save this brush, not that you would, look at the state of it, and then paint with red, you would get them different opacities of red. So I tend to choose, don't know what went on then, I tend to choose just using black to create the brushes, and I think that's probably the best way to go about things. Let's just throw this away. Control D. So get onto the brush, press B to get onto the brushes, and it will be under this. So your options along the top, it'll be the last brush. Last brush in the list will be the last one you created. So let's press D to get that back to black. There you see it. Now before we paint, I just want to choose some colours. So I'm going to choose a green, a nice dark green, and then a lighter one. So my background colour is light green, my foreground colour is darker green. We're going to open up the brush engine, come to the brush tip shape, and let's take the size down. Perhaps there would be fine. Shape dynamics, you want the size jitter on 100% and maybe just 1 or 2% on the angle, maybe even 5. And then on color dynamics, we want to go from the foreground color to the background color, and we want all the shades in between. So as we paint, we will see that. So we'll take that up to 100%, and we can have an opacity jitter as well, but we won't. And I think that will be fine. And then it's just a case of clicking and painting. Sorry about that. Had to help the girlfriend with the shopping. Okay, so there's your grass. Let's just perhaps put some clouds behind it. Choose a blue. And there we have our grass, made with a grass brush. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that, and I will be doing some more. I want to get the ideas, the motivation, and sort this computer out. So thank you, and I'll see you next time.